Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now we're going to be talking about the latest Marvel movie, The Thunderbolts. But before I get into it, I remind you guys to go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, and all that good stuff. And just keep spreading good vibes throughout the world. So one, I like to say back again. Okay, I told y'all I was gonna be around. I got some other stuff planned. But it's been a long week. But I'm just happy to be here with you guys, talk about this movie. And I'm not alone, as you see. I'm joined by EPB over here. Woo, woo, woo.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. So, the latest Marvel movie, Thunderbolts, is now playing in theaters. This is I don't know, like the 7,000th Marvel movie. This is the second to last movie in the multiverse saga. We all know Marvel has been on a bit of a rough patch lately. It's been a lot of downs, very few ups. But is this the movie that many people are claiming that this is the one where Marvel's back, baby? Marvel's back, baby. Is it really true though? Is it really true? Is Marvel really back with the Thunderbolts? Well, that's what we're here to talk about. So, wow, I did like my intro all in reverse. I got hyped at the wrong time. But I did, right? But for those who don't know, the Thunderbolts, this is the movie that brings together Taskmaster, Bucky, Yelena, Red Guardian, and Ghost, and John Walker, and who am I missing? Am I missing anyone?
Bob.
And Bob, the debut of Bob. If none of those names sound familiar to you at all, I don't blame you. These were all characters that were in movies that have been not long forgotten, but people don't think about very much. But characters that we don't think about very much. They all come together to form a team to stop two different forces, honestly, from taking over the world or changing the world or doing bad stuff to people. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain because it's not like a world ending. Well, I mean, I guess it is a world. I don't know. It's really okay. So we're going to talk about it, but we're not going to do a lot of spoilers this time. I know usually we do a little bit of spoilers. We're not going to do a lot of spoilers. We're going to do small spoilers. But So I don't really even know how to really even get into this. B, I'm gonna let you kind of start off and take the helm. And just in general, kind of talk about what you felt about what we feel about Thunderbolts. Because I'm not trying to like dive into spoilers so long, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm just a tad bit rusty. But let's get into it. So B, tell me your immediate thoughts about this movie. You describing this movie. How do you tell people what this movie is without spoiling it?
So, without spoiling it, the Thunderbolts to me was a group of, I guess, ragtag, not heroes, maybe mercenaries. We'll go with mercenaries.
Yeah, no, they were working for Valentina de Thunderbolts. She got a long ass name. Okay, DeFontaine, right? DeFontaine.
DeFontaine. She said it's Fontaine, not DeFontaine, as in I forget what her reference
No,
was.
she said it's DeFontaine, not just Fontaine. She did drop a clever clip with that, but I forgot it too. But make sure you say the damn name right.
Right.
And if you don't remember her, she's played by Julia Dreyfus, am I right? B, do you have that information in front of you right now?
Julia Louis Dreyfus?
Julia Louis Dreyfus. Don't forget the Louis.
Or no. What's her name that was in Friends?
You asking somebody who never watched Friends a day in his life.
All right, never mind then.
But yeah, so she plays Valentina de Fontaine. this isn't her first appearance, so she's been in she was in Wakanda Forever. She was in golly, what else was she in? She was in a couple other Marvel products. And so
I
it's
swear
right
she was
there.
in What If.
I guess she was in an episode of What If you watch What If. Um She was in Hawkeye for like 2 seconds. She was in Falcon and Winter Soldier for 2 seconds. So, okay, so and therein lies the first major problem with this movie, I will say, is that this is full of characters, and it kind of works for and against the movie, is that this is based on a lot of characters that you don't really see a lot. So,
Mm-hmm.
or that you haven't really seen since their debut. Most of them debuted, well, one of them really debuted in the Disney Plus show. The other one had a better moment in the Disney Plus show. The other one hasn't been seen since they were in a movie. The other one had also not been seen since they were in the movie. And the other one also hasn't been seen since they were in the movie. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
these are a lot of 1 or 2 time appearance people outside of Bucky. Like everyone's seen Bucky, like Winter Soldier. He's everywhere. But
Right.
everyone else is they're just like such minor characters and such. It's easy to forget a lot of things about them. It's easy to forget the last time you saw them. It's easy to forget whether or not you liked them or you didn't like them, which works against it because you feel like you got to go back and really rewatch and get the lesson, and you might be confused about some things, or the exposition that happens when they're explaining themselves and explaining their backstories and explaining who they are and their power sets feels very clunky. It feels
Right.
like they're like, oh wait, hold on, you don't remember this guy, but like an example of Ghost, for example, right? Ghost was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm not talking about Ghost from Power. No, not Ghost and Tommy. I'm talking about Ghost that was the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp that was phasing through stuff, right? She was only seen
Do
in that
we
movie.
remember that?
Exactly. Do we remember Ant-Man and the Wasp for number one? And number two, do we remember her character in that movie? And I'm pretty sure for a lot of you guys, the answer is no. I kind of don't. And it's okay if you don't, because I barely remember that shit. And
That part.
she starts explaining her powers and how she became who she is. And that was
Right.
like a lot of clunky dialogue. It's just like, well, I was once a kid, and da, 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 da. And it's like, it's not like they do it once. She does it like 3 different times. And it's like, okay, I kind of remember. Did you forget who I was? Because I was. And it's like, okay, all right, I remember. But don't forget, this is why this suit does this, because I need to be able to do this. And it's like, oh, yeah. And so it's just,
Now that you say that, I remember her talking about that in the movie twice, two of the
yeah,
times.
she talked about it 2 or 3 times. And that's where it kind of works against it, because you do get a lot of like it's like they know people didn't really watch that stuff or they don't remember that stuff. So it's like they kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, even with John Walker is a really good example of that too, because aren't you the one that was the fake Captain America? Oh yeah, yeah, until you killed someone and then you weren't able to blah 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 blah. And he's like, well, I was a war veteran. Da, 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 da. Like they really kind of go into it, and it's kind of like, okay, it's a little clunky though. It's a little clumsy. But
Kind of didn't remember his backstory either.
exactly, and that's the thing. So, but at the same time, it works for the movie because, let me see, how can I put this? It works for the movie because these are essentially new characters. So you don't
Forgotten
have to
characters.
say that again.
Forgotten characters aside from the Red Guardian, but you'd only really know the Red Guardian if you watched What If.
Black Widow. No, not even that. Black Widow.
Mm-mm. More
Because
recently, What If though?
yeah, I mean, he had a couple of what if episodes to kind of put the character fresh in your mind, but even then, like, you still don't really know much about his deal and why he's the Red Guardian and why he loves what he does and the Red Guardian and still,
Because he's
it
Russia's Captain America.
yeah, like you again, you get a lot of clunky exposition with that, but it works, and it works in the favor because again, you don't like it gives these characters are now fresh to everybody. So for the uninitiated, you're getting this information on these characters, and you're getting to go on this journey with these characters and developing a new appreciation for said characters. And it also works in their favor because Marvel usually just kills a bunch of their villains off anyway. Granted, by the end of this movie, these villains, of course, they become heroic in what they do and how they do save the city and whatnot, or save the world, or however you want to look at it. They do become heroic, but you get to kind of appreciate them differently, which is what I did kind of like. I was like, okay, I get to see these characters be something. Like, you're giving me characters. It's kind of like, it's almost what they did with the Avengers in the first Avengers movie. Like, yeah, it would help that you see, like, granted, the difference is that these other characters had mainstream movies, headlining movies where, you can't really forget them. Iron Man had 2 movies before the Avengers, for Christ's sake. But it's like, I was thinking about this, it's kind of like a, wow, that's really funny. It's really funny that this is kind of like an alternative Avengers movie.
Okay.
In that you got these characters that, if you're not so familiar with them already, you put them in a team up, and now you're getting familiar with them. You're coming to like them. You're coming to appreciate who they are as characters, and the performances that it really gives these actors and actresses a really good chance to shine in their roles as these characters. So that's kind of where it works for the movie in that regard. I'm gonna pass this mic back to you though, B, because I snatched it from you for a little bit.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. But yeah, expound anything of what I said, or just your initial thoughts of this movie. In terms of the characters. What is your point of view?
Um, like I was saying, some of them are definitely forgettable characters, and it's kind of sad to say, but they are forgettable characters unless you were like recently watching the movies that they were in, which who has time for that? Not me.
Facts.
So, uh, I will say the most interesting character, in my opinion, was Bob because he just came out of nowhere, and then you're just like, oh, okay, that's what he does.
Yeah. And they did a good job at hiding what Bob is really about in the movie as well.
Yes, even though, yeah, since we're not doing spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna try to stay away from spoilers for this one, guys. This movie's still fresh. This movie's still fresh, so we do want to stay away from spoilers for those who hadn't seen it yet. But Bob does have a really good twist a pretty good reveal to his character. And it's very interesting. I do like what they did with it. It's honestly, it's one of the best versions of doing that. What they do with a character in these Marvel movies is one of the best versions of that they've done since, I don't even know the last time they've done something like that. That was that good of a reveal like that. It was it did, and there's a lot of things in this movie that kind of is like, wow, that's very refreshing that they did that.
To you.
Huh?
I said to you.
Yeah, to me. And I think for the most part, this is where we kind of start to divide on this film a bit, because
Definitely.
I have for those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel, or whatever the case may be, you guys know I have a soft spot for um the espionage, spy, mercenary. We're not superheroes. We might be super soldiers, but we're not superheroes. We don't have the powers, the Iron Man suits, and all that. I have a soft spot for that corner of the MCU, right? Like, think Captain America, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, certain parts of Civil War, like, hell, even the most recent Captain America movie. For as much as I shitted on that film, go watch that review if you haven't. As much as I shitted on that film, I do have a soft spot because it is just, hey, we're people who are associated with the heroes, and this is what we do when we have a lower stake problem. Like this isn't like such a big deal. Granted, what they do deal with is kind of an Avengers level threat, funny enough, but it's just seeing these borderline normal ass people deal with this, and it has to do with politics and trying to rebuild the world from what happened after the events of Endgame, like and how the world is trying to shape and function in the world without the biggest hero team around who's protecting us. And I like that corner. It's kind of hard for me to explain. I've been trying to find a way to explain it like all day, but it's just a certain pocket of MCU that street level, damn near street level, I would say that I have a
Mm-hmm.
soft spot for. I have a very big soft spot for that. So I enjoyed watching this. Uh I liked some of the things. I liked a lot of the things with Yelena. I like how she was kind of like the center focus of it. Again, because we didn't see much of her character. We saw her in Black Widow. We saw her in a couple episodes of Hawkeye, and
Mm-hmm.
that's about it. So this is us getting a character who is, and a bunch of all the characters really are just mercenaries and work for hire, and she's explaining, she's like, oh, this is my job. It's just another day at work for me, and I'm bored with it. And it's just very interesting seeing that happen in a world where talking raccoons and thunder gods exist. You're looking at an
Mm-hmm.
assassin getting bored with being an assassin and wanting more in life. So that's kind of like where I can appreciate this film. But B, on the other hand, dot dot dot.
Listen, as standalone characters, I definitely think that it's fine. But putting them together as a team, I just personally just did not like that concept. Maybe if there was more action, that's what does it for me with certain movies is the level of action that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't hit that certain mark, especially like in the beginning of the film, then I kind of already have a mindset of where the film is going.
Right. Um.
So, yeah, for me,
I mean,
it was
I
one of
think.
the drier movies.
Hmm, see, so again, and this is where me and B kind of divide because I thought that the action, while there are bits that could have been a bit stronger in the action department, I did have fun, especially the opening action sequence with Yelena. I thought that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. There was a fight that the characters have against the main villain in the film. Um, I thought that was a fun moment. Um, Outside of that, yeah, you don't really get too much action. Like even the road chase scene, you'll know when you see it, but it's a sequence where they're pretty much having a car chase. That
Which was in the trailer.
yeah, which was in the trailer, and
So what
even
you
though
see,
it was, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what you see in the trailers, in my opinion, is the crux of the action,
Yeah,
and a lot of filler in between.
yeah, yeah. I can kind of give you that. Um, Especially since like in the first trailer, like they spoiled like the one big action sequence, like the first, like when they and this was in the trailer, like when they first all meet up and they're all fighting each other, like you get
Yeah,
context behind it. And the fight extended, the extended fight was it was a bit exciting, but it wasn't anything that made me go woo. I
right.
haven't, with a Marvel movie, I haven't done woo in a long time. Like I haven't
Like
had that. I usually have like a woo moment, but I haven't.
you got a couple of dams from me during the
I,
film.
yeah, yeah, and same here, same here. I was like, dang, ooh, oh, okay. But some of the, and to B's credit, some of the cooler stuff was in the trailer.
Mhm.
Was except for when it came down to the villain. Um, which
quote
I can
unquote.
say is Void. People know it. People know. People know. People do know that the villain is Void. I'm not going to give any more back information on that. I cannot explain the character, and that's spoiler territory. I can't walk into that territory. But I thought some of the parts with Void in particular. There's a part with the civilian. D, you know what I'm talking about too. The
Yeah,
part with the civilian.
that was
And
one of
when
those
that shit
damn
happened,
moments. That was one of those damn, dang.
hey, but you want to know something though? Somebody has a recording of that moment on screen, right? And they posted it. And it was like, yo, whoever laughed at that was sick. And I heard the laugh, and I promise you, I think that was our theater.
Oh,
Because that sounded a lot like my laugh at the time. Like
that's
I was,
crazy.
I was like, whoa, I think that might have been me. If it wasn't me, then it sounded like me. But that might have been me, like because I thought that did make me laugh because it was just how it happened, was just hilarious and crazy. But can't get into spoilers. Won't tell you exactly what it was. But when the moment happens, you'll know it. You'll know it when you see it. Yeah. I mean, outside of the characters, I mean, this movie. So this movie kind of seemed like it was going to be Marvel's answer, Marvel's improvement upon the Suicide Squad movies from DC.
Okay.
Um, and I will say that it's better than the first Suicide Squad, but maybe the second Suicide Squad movie, it's not necessarily better than that in terms of it being equally good with the action and the comedy. This one goes from there's either some good jokes, and when I say some, emphasis on some good jokes and
Or
quips rather. Let me not say jokes, let me say quips. And some good action. Don't mean to compare apples and oranges, but I just figured for people who are saying like, "Oh, isn't this like Marvel Suicide Squad?" I know you guys are out there and exist. I do want to say like this is like in between both of the Suicide Squads, if that makes
mm-hmm.
sense for you guys. It's in between that. So for those of you who are like, that I answered your question. Um, Let me think. What
And
else about
I'm
this
not
thing?
even a DC fan, but I would watch Suicide Squad again before I watched the Thunderbolts.
Woo! Hot take. Yo, I forget the production value up. I'm gonna have a hot take button. It's go bam, bam, hot take.
After
um,
the production value.
um, what else about this movie do you feel is worth mentioning that we can mention without getting the spoilers? Because I know there's stuff from me, but I feel like they'll come as one of us talks about it.
Um, hmm.
Let me ask you this: about? What did you think about? What did you think about the message of the film? So this film, that's what I was going to try to get to. So
The
this film
message
does
of the
have a very
film?
strong message. This film deals a lot with learning and navigating and coping with feelings of not what is it? What am I
Not
trying to
being
say?
enough.
Not being enough, not being fulfilled, being
Letting your
depressed,
past traumas
past
affect your whole
traumas.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a very this movie feels like it was very personal for whoever wrote it and created this movie as the movie is. Um,
hmm
and I know that's what one of the characters inherently is kind of about. I would assume it's kind of one of the characters of
Inherently?
the movie. Huh?
Inherently or definitely?
Oh yeah, yeah, we're talking about the same character. Well, yeah. I would say definitely then. I think that's definitely what one of the characters is about. And I think it's definitely a good allegory for said for depression and learning how to, sometimes you gotta push stuff in, but then you gotta also address it and let it out. But you can't address it too much, or you'll get consumed by it. And it had a very Steven Universe resolution. Which, if anybody watching this is a fan of Steven Universe, think about how they solved the problem in the finale of Steven Universe Future. Think of what they did to solve the problem. If you're not a Steven Universe fan, don't worry about it. If you are a Steven Universe fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The last episode of Steven Universe Future, how did they solve the problem with Steven? What did they do? Right? This is a Steven Universe ass ending for the conflict. The Steven Universe ass conflict resolution. Like, and I mean, in the context of the message of the film, it made sense. In the context of this being a Marvel movie in which we are to have action and spectacle and stuff like that, it was kind of corny.
It was. It was very, very corny. It was like.
And look, and I want people to know we're not here being Marvel haters. Understand that.
I love Marvel.
I love a good Marvel movie. But I'm not about to glaze this film. I'm not glazing this shit. I didn't glaze Captain America. I didn't glaze what was the one that came out before Captain America? Was the one that came out before Captain America?
I don't know, but you didn't glaze Miss Marvel either.
I didn't glaze with Marvel. I didn't glaze the Marvels. I don't glaze these movies for no reason. I look at them objectively. I step back. I think about what I liked about it. I think about what was wrong with it. I think about it if the good outweighed the bad or vice versa. I'm being fair about this, okay? Just because this is a Marvel movie does not mean. And then therein, and within that statement, I'm getting wrapped up now. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. This movie highlights my problem with Marvel right fucking now.
Please don't bring out your soapbox yet.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna put it away. I'm gonna put it to the side.
Okay.
I'm put it to the side. Go ahead. Steer the ship, co-captain. Before I get on the soapbox again.
No, listen, you got about 2 more minutes of this before the spoilers come out, because I feel like most of my digression with this Marvel film is spoilers.
All right, we are 28 minutes in to this review. But I mean, okay, so let's take all that to the side. What do you think about the performances of the actors and actresses? I know we kind of touched on that a little bit, but what did you think of their performances, honestly? Like, I thought they were great. I thought everybody did a great job. Do you agree?
They did do a good job, but it's just, I mean, okay, they did a good job. We'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I just had no, you know how sometimes you can find a character that you just have like, I feel that this is really what's going on, and you have that feeling inside you where you're feeling what they're feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't get that from any of them.
So you didn't connect with any of the characters on a level to where it's just like, oh wow, I personally
understand your
enjoy this
motivation
character.
Yes, no, none of them.
I can agree with that. As much as I wanted to connect with Yelena on a deeper level, and I really wanted to. I had a tough week. I really wanted to walk in and connect with a character in a fictional movie, and on a fun level, on any level. As much as I wanted to connect with Yelena in particular, I just couldn't. And I don't, and that's not saying that her character was bad. It's not saying the performance was bad. It's not saying anything bad about the character. Her character was amazing in this film. This was her time to shine. And damn it, she shone. Shone, is that the word? Past tense, shine, shone, tuned, shined, shined
Shine,
again.
shined.
Damn it, she shined. And a lot of other characters definitely did shine. I just did not fully connect with any of the characters. I don't. I can only say I have a favorite character, and that is Yelena because Yelena was the main character of the movie.
Okay.
It was told from her perspective for the most part. So she
I
was
did have a
my
favorite
favorite.
character.
Say that again.
I did have a favorite character.
Who was it? Was it Taskmaster?
It was Red Guardian.
Bucky was my second favorite, but I always like Bucky. Bucky's a given. Okay, everybody loves Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
I can see. Red Guardian was pretty damn cool. Yeah, David Harbour really did a good job as Red Guardian. He brings like this energy to him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's believable. He's believable as Red Guardian. Like
yeah,
Russian, all that other stuff. He's all his character's always consistent.
yeah, yeah, and he's just hilarious, heartfelt. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he's not idiotic, but he's not the smartest bulb in the bunch. But he just really wants to relive those glory days, you know.
Right.
But they don't hammer it down. Like he's not like Mr. Incredible levels of wanting to relive the glory days. He's like, like a
He just
Mr.
wants to be
Incredible.
recognized for what
Yeah,
he has done, his contribution, and be, what he was promised, basically, which was to be the Russian answer to the super soldier thing.
right, right. And and I do like that. I do like that. Any other character? I wanted to like Ghost. Okay. And
Okay.
because I remember enjoying her character in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I remember being intrigued by her in Ant-Man and the Wasp and saying, man, I sure do want more from her character. And it's kind of crazy that Ant-Man and the Wasp was what, 2018, 2019, 21. It's funny that 6 years later, about 6 years later, five or 6 years later, I'm still watching her character and saying, man, just want a little bit more. Like, I just want a little bit more. And I
Right.
was irritated by Ghost's character. I was irritated by Ghost because I wanted more. And it just felt like,
Because the what, 45 minutes that she was actually on screen in the entire movie?
yeah, and it's just like her character was an ex machina for a lot of things. Her character was a deus ex machina, which a plot device that can make a lot of things go a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
And they played around with the fact that, oh, maybe she'll just be self-serving, maybe she won't. And it's like, dog, obviously she's like, it would have been cool if she was self-serving.
Yeah.
I would have liked her a lot more in that sense. But again, I can appreciate what we got. It just, again, it just wasn't all the way there for me. Even Bucky's character wasn't all the way there for me. He just seemed like he's just tired of this shit.
Like he just wants to be a politician, but they keep bringing him back into the bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, it's just and okay, so I can stand on my soapbox for this one. I can stay on my soapbox for this one.
Okay.
They bring in a lot of these political things. I already talked about how Valentina's character is, and even while watching the movie, Valentina's character is something that is someone that should have been an overarching villain for an entire phase of Marvel films.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a way, she was an electrifying character because she was equal parts maniacal and equal parts sympathetic. I was like, oh, that's a character that I was like, yo, I'm feeling that one. Because like I said, she was as maniacal as she was and as sneaky as she was also very likable. And I understood what she was trying to do because if I'm on some type of congress or some type of political stature, and I see we don't have an Avengers team, I see we don't have heroes protecting us, yeah, I'm gonna do some wild shit, and I'm gonna get away with it. You know what I'm saying? She was very sneaky. And I liked her character. I liked how she portrayed her character. And it's just a shame that this is the second to last movie before we get the big Avengers Doomsday film. And we're giving so much with her character, but we have so little time to explore it. And she's only been in like 2 to 3 different products of Marvel, two to three different movies of Marvel and movie shows or whatever since her debut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I would have loved to have seen her just be like, yo, that Valentina girl, we got to stop her. Like, she's wild. We can't get the one up on her, but we are going to today. Like, she one upped us all the other time, but we going to get her ass today. I would have loved to see that type of build up. Like, and in all honesty, too, even with even with
They
the void,
tried.
huh?
They tried to like
And,
get
and,
that.
and that's why in my mind, this movie, uh, even with the void, even with the void character, the big bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this could have been her big, oh, I've been working in the shadows in the back. You've always seen me here. You've always seen me doing these. You're not really sure what I'm doing. And then boom, hey, this is what I'm doing, guys. Surprise, surprise. Instead, we're thrust in this movie and she's like, ha, remember me? It's like,
Yeah.
not really. And they make her a big deal, and you can see where she could be a big deal. And this goes back to, all right, I'm pulling out a little bit of the soapbox. And this goes
Mm-hmm.
back into my ideal that at a certain point, Marvel, after Endgame, Marvel should have split it up. Street level, space, magic. They could have split it up. And we could have, especially, oh my God, with that motherfucking post-credit scene.
Oh gosh, yes. That
Let's
I'm
not get ahead of
surprised.
ourselves, though. Is there anything on the pre-post credit scene side that we can talk about before? Because once we hit this post credit scene, I'm not gonna lie, we 37 minutes in. It's, at the time of this recording, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We got shit to do in the morning. Um, let's let's uh let's briefly say if there's anything else about the film in general that we want to talk about before we jump into a little bit, a couple of spoilers real quick.
No.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have anything that is not a spoiler. So it is 38 minutes in. If you're still here,
Like if you haven't seen it yet, please you can go ahead and
yeah, you can
hit
go
that
ahead and dip
hit
out.
that like button.
Oh, wait, we can give you our rating real quick in case you're dying to know our rating before you click off because you haven't seen the movie yet. We're about to jump into spoilers. I give this movie, you give your rating first. Give your rating first.
I give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay, I give this movie about a 3.9 out of 5. No, I give it a 4. I give it a healthy 4 out of 5. Like I'm teeter tottering on between 3.9 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being on a good day, I'm giving it a 4. On a bad day, I'm giving it a 3.9. So it's there for me. It's there for me. It's right. It's right in between the two. Right in between the two. That's what it is for me. So those are our ratings for the film. Thunderbolts now in theaters. Check it out. Watch it. And if you're still here as of now, we are diving into spoilers. This is spoiler territory. E.T. made his debut in the Marvel Universe, and I could not be more ecstatic because, wow, Steven Spielberg and Marvel? What the fuck? No, okay, but seriously, spoilers start now. And we're going to start with the post-credit scene. That shit was ass. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. That shit was ass. Ass on ass on ass. You know why it was ass? It was ass because you're not gonna sit here and tell me that 2 movies before Doomsday, we suddenly got these motherfuckers, Bucky and Sam, beefing over the
Right.
Avengers name because the Thunderbolts, the asterisk after Thunderbolts, is for the new Avengers. So the Thunderbolts are now known as the Avengers. They are the new Avengers team in the Marvel Universe.
Avengers.
However, yeah, well, Avengers with a Z if you listen to Red Guardian. Um, but in this post-credit scene, which is really my biggest gripe with this film, in all honesty, is it's like they have the Avengers name, but Sam Wilson is upset that they have it. And I understand from a story perspective because, Avengers, they didn't want them to be governed by the US government, and I get it. But
Well,
this is
for
such a
all
big
intents and
plot.
purposes, Sam Wilson is Captain America right now. Captain America is a big part of the Avengers, the original Avengers, even though, you know, old Cap isn't there anymore. Sam Wilson is Captain America. So, yes, he has a big gripe with them using the name of the Avengers because the people don't even see them as the Avengers.
Right.
They don't give hope.
They don't.
Like,
And one of the things during the credits is you see a lot of people like, yo, this is the Avengers? Like, this is what y'all
right.
got? Like, what is this? Like, what? So I get it from that standpoint, but at the same time, story-wise, if you're gonna introduce a concept to where there are two separate Avengers teams and these niggas is beefing, and the two leaders of these teams are arguably two of the biggest Marvel characters right now, Bucky and Sam, and they're beefing over the Avengers name. Hey, this will be great to dive into for like another phase. And maybe we can get like a cool like Avengers versus Avengers type thing. We can get a Civil War too. There's so much we can get. Oh shit, we can't do that because we got to worry about fucking Doomsday and Dr. Goddamn Doom. Then that Fantastic Four tease. Oh my God, that was such a fucking obvious thing. It was obvious
It was
because, like, it was obvious, and it's a damn shame because now we know we have it confirmed how the
how
Fantastic
they.
Four is going to end. And it's like, but why? Like,
You sure it's how it's going to end, or is it how it's going to be a part of the film?
both.
Yeah.
Both. Because apparently the Thunderbolts post-credit scene was shot about a month ago on the set of Doomsday. So they
Mm.
already working on Doomsday in the middle of this. And it's like, come on. I don't know. I didn't rock with it just because I feel like there was a more interesting story unfolding. And
Mm-hmm.
this entire movie was a more interesting direction for the MCU to be going. But it's like, we're not going to be going there. And if we do, we're not going there the same way because we got Doomsday and we got Secret Wars and we got this alleged soft reboot of the Marvel Universe coming. And then you're going to introduce the X-Men. Then you're going to introduce a proper Fantastic Four team into the MCU. And you still got Spider-Man shit to deal with. You still got Thor shit to
Yeah.
deal with. You still got fucking Captain America shit to deal with. You still got Hulk shit to deal with. You still got everybody's shit to deal with. Got 50-something characters in Doomsday. Like, we don't have time for these niggas to be beefing over who's the Avengers. We don't have time for this shit. It's what I said in my review for Captain America. We don't got time for this shit. Wrap this shit up. Like, I don't know. My hype for anything moving forward with Marvel is low. And it's low because I'm not excited for it. I'm intrigued at the least. I'm intrigued to see how they're gonna pull it off. But there's not a trailer out yet. Oh, how can you say that? And you're just being negative. I'm not being negative. I'm not about to get hype about something where there's no blocks in front of me to get hype about. There's nothing that warrants my hype right now. And yes, a trailer
Right.
can come out. The trailer can look amazing. The Thunderbolts trailer looked amazing to me. I was like, yo, this is about to be the one. And I'm
Right.
like, it was a one. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of them. It wasn't the one. It was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I Even if a trailer, even when a trailer comes out for Doomsday, of course it's gonna look great. Of course it's gonna look amazing. Of course the action is gonna be great in Doomsday. Of course the characters interacting is gonna be a spectacle. Of course there's gonna be moments that's gonna make me go, oh, like of course. But that's not that don't mean it's gonna be a good movie. This means it's gonna be a spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
Like spectacle does not make a good movie, and we don't have build up and lead up to a lot of stuff that's happening. And I'm concerned. That's my issue. That's my issue with the post credit scene. And like as a movie, I've told people as a movie, the Thunderbolts is good. As a movie, it's good. As a movie, it's good. As a part of the overall of the connective Marvel Universe tissue of films in the Marvel Universe, side. Side.
Mm.
It's not terrible. I don't dislike this movie. I did have fun watching it. I do love the aesthetic. I do have a soft spot for this corner of MCU. So of course I would watch it again on Disney Plus. I would encourage people to see it. I think everyone should go watch this if you're interested in watching it. But you
Well,
know,
yeah, leave that up to a viewer's interpretation of whether they enjoyed it or not. You
right.
know.
So that's it. That's my soapbox. B, you go ahead. Get on your soapbox.
So,
Oh, your
dang.
audio just changed real good too. Damn, you all clear and shit.
What?
Your audio levels changed. You sound a lot clearer.
Oh, because my AirPod died.
Oh.
Well, um, so post credit scenes, they were boring. One of them was funnier than the other one. Definitely, the Wheaties one was funny because it was just like leading up to that throughout the film about being on the Wheaties box. Other one, I mean, I kind of miss the post credit scenes where you were surprised. And
Mhm.
I was not surprised at all by
Right.
anything that happened. You yourself completely forgot a whole character was even there. So so it was like
Like, did she really have a speaking role in there?
at
I just
the
want to
end,
know. Yeah. Did she even
I
say anything?
I think she said a smart remark. That was about it.
Okay.
About the
I'll
uh
take your
about the
word for it.
outfits.
I will take your word for it because until I
See?
saw a screenshot of it, I would have argued you down. Like, yo, she was not in that scene. I saw a screenshot. I said, oh shit, she was there. And she
Yeah.
was there. She was there from the beginning of the scene at that.
Right. And then it's bad that you don't remember that. But yeah, I wanted to be surprised. I wanted something to come out that was like not there. Like show me a scene from Doomsday at the end of some of it. Like don't show me the dang Fantastic Four, which I'm not even going to get into that. Okay, because I told you how I feel about Fantastic Four. Okay?
But and people, in case you're wondering, let's just say we're seeing it because we would love to be surprised by this movie, and because we consider ourselves in an obligatory state to see that film so that we can review it, so that we can tell you guys our thoughts. Okay, we're
Yes.
seeing it more for you than we are for us.
There you go. Because oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm intrigued by it. But I'm going in. I'm not, and don't y'all come at our necks. We're not going in ready to hate a film. It's never what we
Not at
do.
all. I
Never
may
what
be
we do.
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, we're going in waiting and expecting to be surprised. Okay, that's what we're doing. Like if something surprises us and it's good, we're not gonna come here and lie. Okay, we're gonna be 100%. If it's good, we're gonna tell you that we think it's good. If we don't think it's good, we ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. We are not the glazers. We don't glaze. Okay, we're
Right.
not donuts.
Exactly. But yeah, off of the post credit scenes, if you're ready to move off of that.
Go ahead.
I feel like this movie was more about team building than it was about a plot line. There were pieces
Absolutely.
missing. Huh?
That's absolutely.
Yeah, there were pieces missing where it was just like they just kind of all just jumbled together, started working together as like this mercenary team. I just did not. It was boring. It was boring to me, that whole plot line.
I mean, I like how they came together. Like it really is the chemistry that these characters had with each other.
Did they have
Like
chemistry together?
I think they did. I think they really kind of bounced off of each other very well. I think they interacted with each other very well. I think they had good chemistry. I'm not gonna lie to you. I liked them even in the post. I know we said we're off the post credit, but even in the post credit, I liked how they were talking to each other. I liked their interactions. I thought that's where I was having fun with it. I was
Okay.
having fun with their. I had fun with their interactions for the entire movie. Honestly, every single character, especially Elena and Bob. Uh,
Oh,
John Walker and everybody else. They all bumping head. I like their interactions.
okay. Okay. You did. But it's like this, so they did talk about, the depression and stuff like that. And how do you keep the depression down? And that was kind of like the overall theme of the movie is the depression. And it's just like it was making me feel that way. I'm like, this is what it is. Captain Depression, aka Captain Sadness, is now destroying everybody, and now everybody has to be sad and in a void. I can't. Like that's really what it was. It was like Captain Sadness came and just drew a black shadow over the entire island of New York, and now everyone is just disappeared into the blackness. I'm just like, oh, please. Because 100%, in my opinion, from my perspective, none of this would have ever happened if damn Bob would have just been accepted. If they would have accepted him for who he was. If somebody went in his life and said, "You know what, Bob, you're doing a good job. You can come with me. You could be family." None of this shit would happen.
I mean, he was addicted to meth though, so
So meth. He was addicted to meth because he was abused and he was sad. And then one time he had his hero moment as a child and stepped up. Who he was trying to protect basically told him, "Sit down because you're making it worse."
yeah. But like, if you took that as a child, then you're gonna hop on meth. It's an easy point A to point B thing. B, you're missing it.
It's like, dang, she told me to sit down as I'm trying to protect her. Let me go do some meth.
Yeah, maybe he did the meth to try to protect somebody.
Oh, I'll take this meth for you. Like, go sit down. Like,
You want to be a real hero?
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But it was like
Yeah.
all this man needed was a
What's up?
damn hug.
And that's where the Steven Universe ending came in because he got the hug he needed.
All he needed was a hug.
That's all Steven needed. And listen, when Steven turned into that giant ass monster at the end of Steven Universe Future and was
Right?
rampaging through the town, it took the crystal gems to come to him, and they tried to talk to him. Steven, we're here for you. Steven, we're listening to you. And he rampaged, but they got up and said, "It's okay, Steven. I understand. I'm here for you. I love you, buddy." And they gave him a hug. And when they gave him a hug, it allowed him to unleash. Okay. Now, if what I'm saying sounds familiar to you, then now you understand Thunderbolts. And Bob. Bob was Steven and everybody else was Crystal Gems.
Yes.
They owe Rebecca Sugar some some royalties. That's the creator of Steven Universe. I know that because I watch TV. Nah, but I mean, I get where you don't like it though.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it because with the way that this movie was marketed, you would have thought that you would have gotten more of an action heavy thing, and especially with Sentry himself, since we're in spoiler territory, especially with Sentry himself being so powerful, it's like, all right, well, y'all gotta like shoot him with a super power reducing gun or something like that. Like,
Listen, Sentry could have been so much more. Like on some Omni Man type thing.
but aren't
With
we glad he wasn't?
but he could have been.
He didn't need to be. He didn't need to be. I'm just, I guess with Sentry, I mean, he was the best, one of the best versions of his character that I think we could have gotten in a movie where people do not necessarily have time. They showed how badly they got their asses beat when they tried to fight him. So like, no, we can't fight him. And I sidebar, this movie actually could have really set up the X-Men really cool too. Because
Yeah,
think about what Valentino was doing. Could have stopped the X-Men.
could have.
Could have. They could have been playing the long game with the X-Men. I mean, they still could if they wanted to, but I don't know. That's just the like I said before, the connective tissue of this movie, connecting to the other movies in the future, in the past, present, and MCU is where it kind of just like loses a lot of its flavor. But as a movie, it's a fun movie. It does kind of work as a standalone. It works very well as a standalone, I think. To an extent. To an extent, it works well as a standalone.
Mm,
Because had I not had knowledge of how to get caught up on these characters through different
mhm.
movies, I think I would be fine with this film. But it's just because I know that I can go and watch this, that, and that. It's just like, damn, I really gotta go back and watch that to really. I don't know. But no, yeah, I see what you mean though with the actiony parts of it with Bob and
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
It's like if you want if you want something that's a good family building therapy session, then yes, go see the Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
Cuz it's like they have a lot of emotional moments, and maybe it's because, I'm just not that emotional that I'm just like, this is so blah. I'm like, why do they got to talk about their feelings? Like punch somebody in the throat. God
she
damn.
she would have absolutely hated the entirety of Steven Universe.
Actually, I like Steven Universe. Thank you.
So how you like Steven Universe but don't fuck with Thunderbolts?
Cuz it's a cartoon.
It's the same message.
Is it?
Yes. The whole Steven Universe future was nothing but Steven dealing with his anxiety and depression and pushing it down because he thought he was messing everything or trying to overcompensate
He
for
was a
where he felt he was
kid.
lacking. He was a teenager.
He was a kid. These are grown adults.
Oh, I mean, we don't know how old Bob really was.
Bob was old. Like,
Bob was in his early 20s,
okay.
probably.
And so was Yelena.
Because,
Okay.
I mean, because you don't do meth like that. You don't do meth at an old age and come out looking like that.
He was experimented on. What do you mean?
Okay, but come on now. He wasn't missing out one tooth. Yeah. And they had Beverly Hills meth.
Okay,
He ain't
like
had the damn Florida meth.
he was in, what did he say, Malaysia? Okay.
The nigga had upstate New York meth. He ain't had fucking Bronx
All
meth.
those all them drugs they pumped with him,
He ain't had Manhattan meth.
he probably created a new set of teeth. You don't know.
All right, I give you that.
He was sitting in that little box. His whole body could have regenerated.
You're
They
right.
thought he was dead.
Could have got some veneers in there.
Right. You
No,
know?
that part was funny though. The oversight on the fact that no, I mean, there are very good things in film. Again, there are very good things in this film. As a movie, it is a great movie. It's a good movie.
Hmm.
It just, you know, and I'll
And it's
forever
just
say,
a
I've been saying
mark
that
on
to people all
certain
weekend.
things. Huh?
I've been saying that to people all weekend. It's a good movie. It just ain't. It ain't where it need to be.
Right. Right. I told you my most enjoyable character was Red Guardian because he was himself. And he wasn't on that, he was more lighthearted therapy, not that soul searching one on one conversations. How can we put the darkness away? We have to push it deep down inside, which was supposed to be kind of like a joke, which, got a little chuckle, but it was like, okay. And then
Right?
another thing, I wish that when they did wind up all going into the void, which I said, and then there was an article about it, is if everyone, even a little glimpse of what they was going through to get to Yelena and Bob.
Well, with everyone except for Bucky, because I understand why they wouldn't have wanted to do that with Bucky, because
That would have been a lot. Like,
we've seen enough of him and his life
yeah.
and his trauma. We've seen enough of that. But everybody, maybe Red Guardian,
Yeah.
definitely him, because we know the least about him. Everybody else, we saw them. Even Taskmaster. We know Taskmaster's trauma.
Right.
Yo, since we in spoiler territory,
No.
all right, I ain't gonna talk about it then. We'll leave that one a surprise.
There you go.
We'll leave one surprise on the table. But I don't know. Like, we gave our ratings. Just overall, I mean, it's not. We don't hate the. I don't hate the film.
I don't hate the film either. It was just like a very emotionally soul searching. It's just on the action scale, it was very low. But if you need a good therapy session, then yes, please go see the Thunderbolts. That's what it was.
Right. If you never thought that a Marvel movie can give you substance, go see the Thunderbolts and get proven wrong, and then go watch TV Universe and get proven wrong twice. Um, but yeah, I don't know. That's all I have to say. It's just weird that they promoted that a lot of the talent behind the film, like with cinematography and all that stuff, writing and all that. They promoted that they all came from like pretty much worked with A24, which is a great studio, makes great films. It's just
Hmm.
really weird that was part of the marketing. I mean, it worked for me. Like I could see the A24ness in this, but at the same time, it's very much a Marvel. I don't know. That was
Yeah.
just a random thing that I thought about the entire time I was watching. I was like, damn, I'm like, they really hyped up the A24 shit. Like, I would go see an A24 movie. I'm expecting some pretty good shit. And it, you know, and that's why I say as a movie, it was good because you could see some semblances of certain talents.
Which is
Um,
probably why they marketed it like that so that people would go see it.
yeah,
Not realizing that you're gonna be
held to a higher standard.
there you go.
Held to a higher standard. They did a lot. It was a lot of practical effects, a lot of, not a lot of green screen, not a lot of that CGI bullshit, which I can appreciate that as well. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, just a fun movie. Oh, and the guinea pig is in the credits. The guinea pig is in the credits.
Mm, okay.
When you guys see, for those of you who haven't seen the movie and decide to stick around for spoilers, the guinea pig is in the credits. For those of you who already saw the movie and are thinking about seeing it again, the guinea pig is in the credits.
I actually did think about the guinea pig throughout the movie. Like, where was it?
Did you really?
I did. I was just waiting for it to pop back up.
Well, he was in the credits. He was
Okay.
definitely in the credits. Their little credit montage. The guinea pig was there. So
Oh, also, you know who else was there that apparently was there?
who?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Exactly.
What
I
the hell
looked
is
up
he?
the cast, right? I looked
Okay,
up the
what
cast.
cast list did you look up?
What do you mean?
Are you on Google?
Yes.
No, go to the Wikipedia page.
No, Wikipedia is not always right.
Okay, but
But let's
Wikipedia has a
see.
cast list. Google will throw you. Google will tell you Hugh Jackman was in this if they could.
You think so?
They would if they could. What role did Lawrence Fishburne possibly play in this movie?
Apparently, someone named Bill Foster. Who was that?
Bill Foster was not in this movie. Oh my God, no, Bill Foster was not in this movie at all.
You sure?
Bill Foster. Okay, homework time. Um, no, because Bill Foster's character was the original Giant Man. Bill Foster was the original Giant Man who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was the movie where
Hmm.
Ghost was introduced, and he was the mentor for Ghost and pretty much the one that was helping her learn her powers. No, Bill Foster was not in this movie.
You know who they also said was in here?
Robert Downey Jr.
No, Harrison Ford.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to go look at the Wikipedia cast list because they have the actual cast, not the Google cast where they tell you, damn, Jesus himself was in the movie.
Oh, he was.
I mean, as many times as they said his name, yeah. It's the most they've ever said Jesus in a Marvel movie, too. That's pretty funny.
Right.
But I don't know. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No.
All right. So for those of you who didn't hear our ratings, I gave it between a 3.9 and a 4. I'm divided on it.
I gave
Um,
it a 3.
and B gave it a 3. Um, I don't know. I don't have any closing thoughts. I just say if you go see this movie, enjoy it. If you haven't seen it yet, enjoy it. If you have seen it, enjoy it. And yeah, go New Avengers. So yeah,
Or
but
old Avengers.
our old Avengers. Which
Old.
Avengers team do you pick? Which Avengers team do you prefer? Who do you think is on the Avengers team with Sam Wilson? Let me know in the comments down below. Let us know in the comments down below. Who do you think is actually a part of that Avengers team? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more. Yeah, that's it. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all all that stuff's down there on the ticker down there, down yonder. Um and yeah, really appreciate you guys coming and tuning in. B, I appreciate you for being here. You know, talking this movie, checking it out. Yeah,
You're welcome.
definitely appreciate it. Yeah, that's all we got. So until next time, y'all, thank you for tuning in. Y'all be easy, stay breezy, be on a box of weeds. Peace.